Perhaps the silver market is about to undergo some exciting moments. Fasten your seatbelts, because things are going to get wild. Where shall we go? Sincerity requires me to admit that the market has been somewhat irrational thus far. But what I'm about to reveal, first, what I believe to be the icing on the cake, could cause the silver market to crash and burn. Just so you know, I recently had a talk with channel sponsor Summit Metals, and some of what I'm about to tell you has already been predicted. It's about what dealers like Summit Metals are experiencing. Summit Metals is a great place to purchase or sell precious metals. You can see their link in the description below. The price of silver has been fluctuating recently. Actually, I feel compelled to precede this, as I often do, due to the fact that predicting the market's daily behavior is quite challenging. Actually, silver is falling as I make this video in the midst of overnight trade. A small improvement has been noticed. While red numbers have been absent for some time, silver has fallen slightly. Thus, that might go on. By the time you watch this video, there may have been a merger, but I still believe all of the things I'm about to tell you about are still true, because some very significant things are happening, and many people are warning us about them. Profits. Plus ID is one of them. Here on the channel, I've interviewed Mr. Coleman, who is very knowledgeable about the behind-the-scenes happenings. We'll talk about that soon. However, the situation in China is another factor to consider. China is currently in the midst of a holiday, and prior to the holiday trading season, we witnessed their shutdown of a significant ETF in China, a silver ETF. Thus, it is possible that that will cause a ruckus when the Chinese markets reopen. It has most likely already occurred either today or tomorrow. I believe it's an 8-day holiday. Nonetheless, it's approaching quickly, so we should keep an eye on the silver market and the Shanghai Gold Exchange and Futures Exchange. What happens in China has repercussions around the globe, particularly in relation to silver, which China mines in abundance, so we're keeping a careful eye on that. They still use a lot of it and make a lot of it for things that Americans use, so it's not surprising that this is the case. Furthermore, a growing number of Chinese individuals are also amassing large quantities of silver. Accordingly, that is the setting for my discussion, which will include both American and Chinese events. The SLV is the largest exchange-traded fund ETF in the world. It's the offspring of JP Morgan. As a result of our coverage of the high-profile manipulation case, we are familiar with JP Morgan. Nearly every time that case was open for consideration, a change has occurred, and I've mentioned it before, both this year and last, concerning the transition from short to long positions. This is all quite predictable, but it does set the stage for the current situation, and the fact that people are going long on silver is a contributing factor to the price increase. Squeezing out the shorts is becoming increasingly common as the price increases. The rising price and the news that the cost of borrowing shares to short SLV has risen to 9.27%, while the availability of shares to borrow has flatlined, are both contributing to the market's overall stress. This is according to a post by Bob Coleman. That is to say, it is trading at zero or almost zero, which is a first. Now that's significant. As of October 6th, with shares available to borrow approaching zero, the steep increase in SLV ETF short borrowing fees indicates that short sellers are under strong pressure. Based on the previous two market drops, I believe this reprieve will be limited, but it could provide them with some relief if profit-taking occurs. Quickly regaining its footing, it soared back up into the sky, recouped all of its losses, and even gained a little more. For that reason, I now consider the march to $50 to be almost inevitable. There will be some bumps in the road. There will be some pushback as well. Like with gold, I believe that once we arrive, everything will change, and the possibilities will be endless because nobody has ever been here before. Gold continues to surge higher, setting new records with each passing day. Among all the precious metals, it is the only one that is now rising in price. This spike, which we witnessed tripling from 2.5% a few days ago, is in line with claims of a shrinking physical silver supply and a meteoric rise in retail demand. We are also seeing that with Scottsdale, another major precious metals trader. Record orders and premium increases have been observed at the Scottsdale Mint. What we are witnessing now really has its roots in a comparable event that occurred in February of 2025. That summit was visible to us. The loan fee reached its highest point at 11.5% during that time. However, that was not successful in igniting a rally, even if I believe it did so. Part of the rumor mill predicted that silver prices will go up, and that prediction came true. They started to climb sharply the next month, in March. I believe that was a contributing factor. Yet, it is all a component of this pressure. The industrial market is experiencing pressure on a variety of scales. Industrial bars weighing 1,000 ounces, or raw silver bars weighing 15 kilograms, are the ones that are being targeted. When you add in the time it takes for delivery and the quantity of physical in the LBMA and COMEX, along with what I'm about to reveal, I believe it will utterly rock the silver market. Realization is dawning on the public. That is correct. Witnessing this unfold is just remarkable. Returning to the topic of Scottsdale Mint's business practices, it is worth noting that in addition to selling directly, the Mint supplies nearly every major bullion dealer in the world, including Summit Metals, the channel sponsor from whom I purchased this bar. This makes them a major participant. Regarding it, there is no doubt. Indeed, it is true when you observe both that and the behavior of these Silver Eagles. Silver Eagle premiums are on the rise once again. Who could have predicted that? And yet, here we are, everyone. Interestingly, prior to the slight decline we are witnessing tonight, some sites were actually paying more than spot, a little more than spot 49, and possibly even close to $50 for these repurchases. Be on the lookout for the Silver Eagle coin if you want to know what's going on. Word on the street is that these Silver Eagles are selling out in huge boxes, as some have already seen. The physical bullion supply has been tightened, and monster boxes containing Silver Eagles have disappeared. That would change everything. That's why it reached a high of $49.5 in 2011. This is happening towards the end of the rally, and it has the potential to completely destabilize the market. Put simply, silver's price might experience a double whammy and surge way beyond $50 per ounce. Personally, I think that's possible. Now bear in mind that I am not being facetious when I say that. I may even be mistaken. The silver market seems to be experiencing a small correction at the moment, and I'd practically bet money on it. Still, I have faith that we will see this through to completion. More factors are pointing to an increase in silver's price than are acting against it. Things will return to normal, though, eventually. In the event that a resolution is reached regarding the shutdown, I anticipate a significant market correction. This is due to the fact that market participants will seek stability, or at least a modicum of it, after the current state of affairs. It will be activated by that. As a result, investors will likely resume buying stocks and may even put precious metals on hold. Additionally, we can observe a possible reversal and subsequent consolidation in this area. I expect prices to keep going up, albeit slowly, unless something unexpected happens. my updated forecast for silver's price by year's end remains unchanged at $51 per ounce. That seems very feasible to me. Additionally, the majority of individuals hold a bullish attitude. I have an optimistic outlook on it, though it's not excessively so. Now we'll observe. However, I believe that this news, particularly in light of the reports of increased borrowing fees and a complete lack of trades, has led to a standstill in the availability of shares, which has dropped to nearly nothing. It's a strong sign that silver prices will rise and that a squeeze is imminent. That, however, is how I feel about it. Please share your opinions with me in the space provided. There will undoubtedly be thrilling days ahead. That's quite incredible. I really didn't anticipate that silver would approach $50 so quickly, but here we are. Thus, it is intriguing. The ride has been thrilling. I have a silver order coming in as soon as I am able to continue. When it arrives, I will demonstrate it. Everything else being equal, we will just accept it for what it is and adapt to the changes that come our way. And that's the best we can do. In the space provided below, please share your opinions with me. It is my sincere wish that you have derived anything useful and instructive from this video. Please rate, share, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate you all watching and would be eternally grateful if you could do so.